welcome to Level 1 Restoration. Behind the scenes, we're out here today with just an amazing survivor car, a 1970 GTO Judge Convertible 455 HO. So it turns out they made just 3 of these cars, and apparently 2 of them were red and 1 of them was Orbit Orange. So we know of the Orbit Orange car and its owner. And then there's this car, and I've known about this car for at least 20 years. It was with a pretty famous Pontiac collector out in New England, and it has a new owner now, and so we reached out to him and wanted to include that into this special Judge display we're doing this year at the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals. But this car, we're going to take it to vintage certification. So again, that's, you know, a survivor car, original paint. This car has, I believe, all original paint. I've paint gauged it and gone over it. It's never had the engine out. It has 29,000 original miles. It's basically had maintenance items. It has 1 GM muffler that's dated 1973. And of course, it's had tires with 29,000 miles and a battery, of course. But the upholstery and the trunk compartment, almost all of the exhaust, that's all still original to this car, which is really amazing. Let's take a look under the hood of this 455 Judge here. So this car, we know just a tiny bit about its history. We know where it had been all through maybe the 90s and 2000s or some period in New England. And we do know that it went to, I don't have the name off the top of my head, it went to a dealer in Pennsylvania, which turns out was the exact same dealership that the GTO Humbler that we had restored went to that same dealership. And this car and that car were both Pontiac cars that had some kind of special use. So the billing history shows that they were initially billed to Pontiac Motor Division, and then they had like some kind of an auction program, and dealers were able to bid on these cars and then sell them at their lot. So this car and the 70 GTO Humbler that was in the TV commercial and all that stuff arrived at that dealership on the same day. No doubt they bought them both. So we don't know anything about it after that. My guess is, with 29,000 miles, just pure speculation, that they probably drove this car sparingly for a few years, and maybe around 73, 4, the gas crunch era, it looks like they might have put the thing away. And with that new old stock muffler and a couple of not assembly line original GM parts, they maybe really were highly focused on having this car maintained at the GM dealership. But it's just an incredible car. It had quite a few good options, as air conditioning and cruise control and the decor group, red interior, white convertible top. This still has its original convertible top. And then, of course, the 455 engine, and like I said, just 3 of them, and only 2 that are known to exist. So this is a really special car here. While we're looking at the engine, I want to address these cars. Sometimes people, because it's called a 455 HO, but it isn't like the 71 and 2 455 HO that had the round port cylinder heads. And they may have made more power than this car, but this is the only high compression 455 Pontiac performance engines. And you'll hear a lot of guys say, oh, that's just a station wagon engine. Well, really it's not. I mean, it has a GTO camshaft, it has 10 1/4 to 1 compression, and it's a 455. So there's an old road test where they put a Ram Air 3 GTO against a 455 GTO, and it really wasn't a great comparison gear ratio wise. And I've been around these cars forever, and I've built 455s and Ram Air 4s and all different kinds of Pontiac engines. I firmly believe that if all things were equal, a 455 car would be faster than a Ram Air 3. Definitely not faster than a Ram Air 4, but I think it has an edge over a Ram Air 3. And all that depends on its gearing and the transmission and stuff like that. But either way, this is one of very few Judge Convertible Survivors with any engine combination, let alone a 455 HO. Let's have a look at the inside, and we'll take a quick look at the trunk compartment as well. Okay, taking a look at one of my favorite places on a Survivor car of this era is the upholstery. Really, probably the hardest thing to replicate on any old car would be the quality and the feel of the original upholstery. On this car, these cars had a comfort weave insert here, and this is literally breathable. And so, in other words, if you put like water here, it would go right through here. So it has, you know, thousands of tiny little holes in there. And the reproduction material available doesn't have that. The machine literally that makes this, I don't even think there's any machines that make this type of material any longer. So that's why the aftermarket doesn't have it. We have been able to source quite a bit of new old stock material over the years for Judges we've restored, but amazing original upholstery. Another cool thing inside of this car is the shifter. So everyone knows about the 67 GTO and the 68 GTOs, and then Hurstol's and some other cars had a dual gate shifter. Well, this car doesn't have a dual gate, but it has a ratcheting shifter, which not a lot of people ever knew about. People do now because there's a lot of information out here, but down here there's, you know, 1, 2, and 3 next to the load second in drive. So if you hold this shifter over to one side, you can't get past the second gear. So you just let off a little bit and then you push it over again and you ratchet forward. You're not going up into neutral. So this literally has a ratchet style shifter right from the factory. Pontiac used that off and on all the way through the 70s. So even a 78 Trans Am would still have this ratcheting shifter. There was a period of time when they didn't use it as far as I know, but the way you can tell is when you look at the shift slide here, it has a big oval opening instead of just a round opening. So that's a dead giveaway you've got the ratcheting shifter. Otherwise, on the interior of this car, a couple more options. It has the wood wheel, AM, FM. It has rally gauges, and we already mentioned the air conditioning. All GTOs had standard power tops, so that's not an option. It has a visor vanity mirror, a day-night mirror, which may have been standard by this point in time. But anyway, oh, and also deluxe seat belts is a pretty nice option. If this had standard belts, they would be black, but because it's deluxe, they're red with a stainless steel buckle, which is really a good-looking item here. And this is the shoulder one, so it have this has shoulder belts, which is a big deal actually for a convertible. So another little option this car has. All right, well, let's take a look in the trunk. So taking a quick look here, we have a great example of original trunk spatter, which does vary from plant to plant, but this is looking really good. There's the convertible top boot and its bag. Original trunk mat, which is really awesome. An original tire too, which is really good. This is the convertible top well. In the original wells, which they make a really nice reproduction of, it has, you know, thousands of little squares sewn into it, and that's a dead giveaway for the original. You can see it has a trunk light. That's an optional item, another optional item. It also has a power trunk release, and I'll point out that the trunk release on this car is painted red, so there's a lot of debate over that. A lot of people say that this should be left natural and not painted. You know, I mean, I don't see any evidence that there was ever a wrench on any of this. There's red on the bolt up there. I would say that this car for sure had a red painted power trunk release all of its life. And that's not to say that some cars didn't have this unpainted, because I think that there's a lot of evidence for that. But just a neat little thing on a Survivor car. And then the last thing that's really cool is this car still has an original spare tire. You can tell right away if it's original because a reproduction looks a little different right along here. And every so often it will literally have on a reproduction 3 little letters, TWI, which means tread wear indicator. And that was a DOT type of a thing that had to be on all new tires from some point going forward. But these cars were prior to that, so this clearly has an original spare in the trunk. And another cool thing for GTO Restorer guys, there's very little overspray that came through the Rally 2 openings onto the spare tire. So they painted the front of it a dark gray and the back is this gray. And it does have some overspray, but not as much as you sometimes see. And I mean, because this was an assembly line built car, they vary. Thanks for watching our videos here, our Level 1 Restoration Behind the Scenes, or Restoration BS for short. And we really appreciate your support. If you like these videos, please subscribe and stay tuned for more cool restoration videos.